Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. Lumi and the Tangled Ocean. A swim beneath the stars. It was late and the lighthouse was quiet. The waves rolled softly against the rocks as Lumi the sea turtle slipped into the water. She loved swimming at night when the stars mirrored themselves on the surface of the sea. With every stroke, she felt as if she was gliding through the heavens themselves. "I will chart the sky tonight," she whispered to herself, "and maybe find a new path hidden among the constellations." She floated between patches of silver moonlight and shadows as deep as ink, marking patterns above and below with her calm eyes. The world felt endless, and she felt free. She remembered Theo's soft glow and the windows of the lighthouse, Hazel's tinkling laughter echoing through the stairwell, Zoe humming while she baked in the kitchen. The thought of her friends made Lumi's heart lighter. But as she dove deeper, something brushed against her shell. She turned, expecting seaweed, but it was not seaweed. Thin strips of plastic, drifting silently, curled around her flippers. Tangled in trouble. Lumi twisted and kicked, but the plastic clung tightly. The water no longer felt free. It felt heavy, crowded, and unsafe. "I must stay calm," she told herself, though her heart beat quickly. The strands tugged at her with every current. Once she tried to dive to the sandy bottom, but the plastic only tightened. She tried again to surface, but it caught against her flippers, pulling her sideways. Around her, the once gentle sea now whispered with strange sounds. The distant hum of boats, the faint clicking of glass, the soft rustle of plastic. Finally, she managed to reach a sheltered rock near the shore, pulling herself partway out of the water to rest. Her breathing was slow. The stars still shone above, but they seemed dimmer now, as if even the sky was troubled. A piece of plastic fluttered beside her in the night breeze. Lumi looked at it, her eyes heavy with sadness. "The sea should be filled with shells and seaweed," she murmured. "Not this." By the time morning came, Lumi was exhausted, her shell marked by the plastic that had wrapped around her. She longed for help, but she was far from the lighthouse and too weak to swim. Friends begin to worry. At the lighthouse, the morning sun stretched long beams through the windows. Theo noticed first. "Lumi never came back last night," he said, his glow flickering with concern. Hazel's tail twitched nervously. "She always returns by dawn. Where could she be?" Olivia perched on the railing, her feathers rustling softly. "Perhaps she followed a star too far. The tides were strong last night." Milo leapt to his feet. "Then we go looking. No waiting." The friends prepared quickly. Olivia packed a bundle of herbs for strength. Zoe filled a basket with bread rolls. Seppi rolled eagerly across the rocks toward the shore. "I will search from the water," he declared proudly. Theo's calm voice carried through the lighthouse. Let's stay together and follow her favorite paths. She often swims near the coral ridge. They set out in pairs, Olivia soaring above, Milo and Hazel running along the cliff paths, Theo guiding Zoe carefully down the beach, his glow steady even in daylight. The day stretched on. They called Lumi's name again and again, listening for an answer among the gulls and the waves. Seppi swam far and wide, diving under the surface, searching between kelp and reefs. At one point, Zoe paused by the rocks and looked toward the horizon. She once told me the stars rest in the water, she said softly. Maybe she followed them too far. Theo placed his glowing paw on her shoulder. We will not rest until we find her. The lighthouse light shines not only for ships, it shines for friends. Each time they returned to one another, their worry grew. They spoke little now, listening instead for the faintest sound, a splash, a whisper, a sign of their missing friend. Found among the rocks. It was Seppi who spotted her first. There, near the black rocks, he barked, splashing ahead. The group hurried over, and their hearts sank. Lumi was resting weakly, her flippers caught in the plastic strands. Theo's glow grew brighter as he leaned close. We are here, Lumi. You are safe now. Hazel scrambled quickly with nimble paws, tugging at the strands. Hold still, Lumi. We will remove this. Milo bit through the tougher pieces, muttering between his teeth. Whoever threw this in the ocean should be held accountable. Olivia spread her wings wide to shade Lumi from the bright sun, while Zoe brushed sand from her shell with a soft towel. Seppi kept watch in the water. Piece by piece, the tangled plastic finally slipped free. Lumi sighed deeply, the relief washing over her like a fresh wave. Thank you, she whispered. I tried to swim, but the ocean, it is changing. I never thought I would be caught in something like this. Theo nodded slowly. You were brave, Lumi. You stayed calm when the sea was not kind. The friends sat with her in silence for a moment, the truth of her words weighing on them all. The sea breeze carried the smell of salt and sunlight. A promise of care. Back at the lighthouse, Lumi rested on soft blankets while the others gathered around her. The sea is not the same as it once was, she said quietly. There is plastic, bottles, nets, and things that do not belong. Perhaps we cannot make it all disappear. Theo's glow shimmered warmly across the room. But every small act matters. If each of us does our part, using bins, cleaning up, reusing instead of throwing away, the sea can breathe easier. Hazel lifted her little paws. When I go into the forest, I always carry what I brought with me. From now on, I will carry even more, so I can clean what others left behind. Milo twirled his blue bandana and smirked. I may be a fox of tricks, but even I know better than to litter. Besides, what better prank than making the world tidier than people expect? Olivia spoke softly, her voice deep with wisdom. Every generation leaves something behind. Let us make sure we leave gifts, not harm. Zoe added warmly, and we can remind others kindly every day. Sometimes people forget, but gentle reminders can change habits. Seppi nodded eagerly. Next time I am out swimming, I will bring a net, but for cleaning, not catching. Lumi smiled, touched by the words of her friends. She gazed out toward the horizon where the stars would soon appear again. The waves lapped gently below the cliff, as if it was listening. Yes, she said, we cannot change everything at once, but we can be the light that begins the change. Just as the lighthouse shines for travelers, we can shine for the sea. The friends looked out together, the sunset painting gold across the waves. A single gull cried overhead, circling the glowing tower. A small promise that hope, like light, always returns. Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? We have learned that even when problems seem too large to solve at all, even small choices matter. Each of us can care for the earth, and together, those small acts create something brighter, like stars across the sea. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.